Hi everyone, following on from my earlier video about the royal baby, I can now say they've decided to release the birth certificate, but as you might expect with a phony pregnancy and phony birth, there's some issues with it. We'll take a look at that in a minute. I'll just go back to my earlier video. I've got to say I've been overwhelmed with comments on that one. I am reading them and replying to them as fast as I can. I do appreciate anyone who takes the time to leave a comment, so thank you. In fact, one of them was pointing out that they had now released the birth certificate. For some people, that's proof that this pregnancy must be legit, but I'm afraid not for me, especially not when you take a closer look at it. It was something they were originally going to keep private, according to the Daily Mail, but they've now decided that they'll make it public. In fact, we'll just take a look at the birth certificate. It all looks pretty much as you would expect. Everything is entered as it would be, until you come down to informant. Name and surname. Usual address. I certified particulars entered above a tree to the best of my knowledge and belief. Harry. Signature of informant. Where's the signature of informant? Okay, well surely they haven't left anything else off the birth certificate, have they? Signature of registrar. Well, we've got a name, Dima Vida, but again, no signature. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Was this hastily knocked together and put out before anyone could sign it? Very possible. Like I said, I've had a huge amount of comments on that earlier video. A lot of people pointing out some of the comical aspects of this interview they did where they for the first time showed off the baby, which I'm going to say was a very lifelike looking silicone doll. Quite a few people said the Queen wouldn't be prepared to pose in a picture where Meghan's carrying a doll. Now, I'm going to say all these people, in order to keep their way of life, I mean, look at the finery in which they live. They've got palaces and huge amounts of money handed out to them. I'm going to say they'll go along with any lie to keep that way of life going. Others pointed out this weird picture they released, supposedly of baby Archie's legs and the quite odd position that they're in. Now, on the one hand, yeah, they do look a slightly weird bending going on there, but I wouldn't say it's impossible for a baby to do that, although it must be doing some weird angles. I guess it'll be very good at yoga in it when it grows up. Other people quite accurately pointed out that getting Meghan to walk down this thing just days after giving birth is a bit of a stretch, especially wearing high heels. Fully agree with you on that. This tells us that the baby arrived at 5:26 on May the 6th. They're liking their 5s and 6s. I always like to look at the numbers, having been shown that they code all these fake stories with numbers. The Telegraph tells us the private Portland hospital's 5-star service includes waiters serving patients champagne and lobsters, although the Sussexes are unlikely to have availed themselves of the full facilities after being admitted in the middle of the night before being safely discharged and at home in Windsor by the following afternoon, meaning that she was in that hospital for less than 24 hours. If we're to believe what we're told about Meghan, this is her first baby, although again a lot of the commenters pointed out that she supposedly had children before. I find that hard to believe, but I thought that generally first-time mothers were kept in hospital a little bit longer, but unless she had like a ridiculously easy pregnancy, I guess they were able to send her back to her state-paid mansion by the following afternoon. So, are you easily convinced? Are you now convinced by this unsigned birth certificate that what they're telling us about Meghan giving birth is legitimate? Personally, I'm not convinced. But I would like to thank the commenter who pointed out that the certificate had been made available. Even though she wasn't agreeing with my video, I'd still, like I say, I welcome all feedback on these videos. It's always good to have other people's take on it. I always like to keep an open mind. So, and the same with this one. If you've got anything to add, it'd be great to hear it in the comment section. And thank you for watching.